reverse de la riva counters from top, working some passing that I found to be effective from that position. So we'll start with an early defense where Jared doesn't have quite a really deep de la riva here. Maybe he's already kind of turning on the inside. Or when someone's going reverse de la riva, a lot of times I can assume they're trying to get either further underneath me. A lot of times they're trying to enter into the legs. Okay, so I can assume he's trying to keep coming underneath me more. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I'm kind of staying a little more neutral with him here. Okay, maybe even straighten my leg out to kill a deep de la riva hook. If I stay bent over, he has a good bite now. He can start getting me on the mat and attacking. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I'm staying more neutral with him. My knee pointing a little more towards his knee. The further my knee's out here, the easier it gives him his de la riva hook. So if I point my knee towards his knee and then straighten my leg out a little more, you can almost kill, maybe not really dexterous guys, but we kill a lot of reverse de la riva hooks just by doing that. Okay? Now the first one we're going to do is a reverse pummel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my outside leg and counterintuitively put both legs back on the inside of Jared's guard here. But what this does is it kills his reverse de la riva. He can't now just easily re-pummel his leg back in. Okay? If he tries to re-pummel his leg back in, he's going to expose his heel for scoop grits and other passing. Okay? So he's got to maybe switch it up to a de la riva on the other side. He's got to switch his guard. So we split the legs and he enters de la riva, reverse de la riva. Point my knee towards his knee and then straighten my leg out. As I straighten my leg out, his heel's exposed behind. We back pummel and I extend my leg. I don't want to stay with my legs closed. I want to make sure I take a nice big step extending his leg like this. Okay, and then I start to lower my stance. So we're going to do several passes from here. By extending the leg, it makes it hard even for flexible guys to pummel the leg back in. And I always have my hands here to block too. Okay, by keeping my elbow close to my knee, it's like an extension of my knee. Now my knee's way over here, so when he tries to bring that leg back in, I'm going to be able to stop and counter. Okay, I don't want to pummel back in and stand tall, where you can just put it right back. Put it right back in and start attacking. Okay, so turn this picture. So we enter into the legs. Make sure we're pointing our knee out. We're gonna do this little dance. But as long as I keep back stepping, he's gonna keep trying to chase me. So keep that knee pointed towards his. Look how I extend my leg to kill that de la riva hook, or at least loosen enough where when I back step now, I can reach his heel. Okay? So longer guys, they're gonna have their heel way up here, so you need to make sure that you try. If I stay here, now there's no way I'm gonna be able to pull that leg behind. So I need to make sure I'm turning my knee out towards his. I extend. Now his heel is exposed. He can try and keep it up there, but I should be able to attack that now. Around, just back side. So looking from behind. Once I expose that heel, I'm pulling my heel to my butt, and I'm finding his heel with my instep, and then big extension and lower your stance. Okay. So we stepped in, I turned my knee out, and you don't have to wait till he gets a de la riva hook. If he's a little lazy right here, maybe he's trying to play a little different guard, just do it right away. Okay, you don't have to wait for him to get a deep de la riva. So the earlier the better. So I back pummel. The first one I'm going to do is if he doesn't counter from here. It's just a double knee cut. Okay, so instead of cutting with one knee, we're going to just slide both knees to the mat right here. Okay? And what I like to do with this hand, I know Jared's frames are typically coming. I don't want him to turn towards me. So this hand is going to reach for not his shoulder, but his elbow. By pinning that elbow down, when Jared tries to turn towards me, all that makes it extremely difficult. You can, when you drill this, you can feel your partner struggling to turn towards you. Because I'm stiff arming this shoulder, which is stopping him from turning to his side to get a good framing defense. So I stiff arm at the elbow, and this hand wants to make sure that this shin doesn't come in my way. So we should have already been there, but I'm just C-clamping at the ankle or middle of the shin to keep that leg away. So I'm keeping the far side of his body open. Now both knees are just going to slide down right to the mat. And then we just double foot wipe out. Here. Now we can do this one here. So as we double foot wipe out, now if he tried to throw his shins back in, like I don't want this to happen, he starts recovery guard. That's why I still had my hand on the shin, so as he tries to repummel his legs, I can start burying my head in, and then this hand now will block the hip. And most of the time, you end up in a north-south position or pseudo side pin. And then depending on how you want to attack, we can start going for more traditional north-south, okay? Or bait him to try and turn into us, start exposing the arm, expose the back. Kind of depends what you're looking for. So we purposely, or we accidentally split the legs, knee turns out, straighten that leg, expose his heel, back step, shin to shin, big out step, control that far shoulder at the elbow. Not at the shoulder, because look how easily Jared can still pummel in and get my hands off. You C-clamp stiff arm at the elbow. Now, with my weight leaning forward, it's very difficult to get that arm back. Okay. Still controlling the heel, so now I'm controlling both sides from turning in. Double shin wipe, dropping the knees to the mat, double foot wipe out. As I land, start to bring your torso down. Okay. Driving into it, he's going to keep trying to turn in. Bury the head north-south, block the hip, and then we can work various positions. If you want to get the side pin, I like to lock that arm, lift, pummel for my underhook. Okay. Yeah. Again, you don't have to wait for him to get it deep. If it's there, take it. Jared gets a little bit deeper, straighten out, back pummel, extension, C-clamp, double shin pin. As my shins go down, now we double foot wipe out here. You should end up in a north-south position here. That gives me plenty of space away from his legs and his shins getting back in front of me, where I can start lowering my stance, blocking the hip, and get into my position.